So let's talk about hydroponic nursery production, or some of the more particular aspects of nursery production within the hydroponic environment. What we get are the classic benefits from nursery production and the amplified production benefits from, or the amplified benefits from hydroponic production. The first part from nursery production is more plants per square foot, more plants per space. So we're able to get plants tighter, more plants per square foot by just the simple hydroponic production, the reduced competition in the root zone, the ability to feed nutrients directly to the crop, and really able to just put the plants as close beside each other as needed rather than spacing them out across a soil-based production system. The gain in production over square footage when it comes to nursery production is on putting these plants tighter still for a shorter period of time. So if we planted out the lettuce at maybe a more typical spacing, head lettuce at an 8-inch grid, so 8 inches between each lettuce, one lettuce there, one lettuce here, one lettuce here, so on. Lettuce at an 8-inch grid takes up about 0.44 feet squared. At an 8-inch grid, that's about how much, a little less than a half square foot for that head of lettuce. This is across a full 5-week production cycle. So times 5 weeks, 2.2 feet squared across 5 weeks. So 0.44 foot squared a week, foot squared weeks. Now, the nursery production. If we are able to reduce this spacing while they're much smaller, we could put these plants at seed up to their young juvenile stage at a 4-inch grid for 2 weeks before they've grown large enough to then be placed out to the 8-inch grid for 3 weeks. We have decreased this down to 1.5 foot squared weeks. A reduction in 30% space. By just giving a short 2-week stopover at half the distance, we've saved 30% of our production space. And if you can do this across your entire grow facility and basically gain more productive potential without increasing your footprint. So there's our nursery production benefits to plants at a tighter square footage, lower overall footprint, less land used overall. So beyond this, just math crunching, we've just generally got all these benefits from hydroponic nursery production, all validated by De Lima in 2021. So more plants per square foot, higher plant quality, just a better, by all measures of plant quality, plant stock, vigor, higher plant quality, greater survival rate, increased growth rate, better sanitation, reduced water use. Some of these are kind of playing into each other, right? Like sanitation, growth rate, survival rate, all these are kind of feeding into a higher plant quality at the end of the day. We're able to get some of these benefits, like the greater growth rate and better sanitation and reduced water use, simply from dividing these plants out and putting them in this nursery area. Not only a smaller, tighter space to increase plants per square foot, but an actual special nursery location. So this would be more rigorous sanitation control, and also higher elevated water temperatures, which is leading in no small part to this growth rate. We're getting this higher growth rate by just fine-tuning the production. So as you may or may not know, in commercial poultry production, the birds are fed a different diet composition every week of their lives. Well, we can also do the same in this nursery production. We can give them, in particular, a modified Inshi solution. So this modified Inshi solution is really just elevated nitrates and reduced sulfates off of this prescription, off of this solution, off of this recipe. Found by Juan et al. In 2018, this is one of the key parts that is just really driving this production. We've isolated these plants into this specialized nursery place so that not only can they be placed tighter while they're smaller, but we can really baby them while they are babies. We give them this special treatment. We give them hotter more hot, not hotter. We give them warmer water to drive their growth rate. We make sure to take special care for their sanitation. We give them a really customized feed blend to really just get them up and moving. A final benefit to you, the manager, rather than more directly to the plants themselves, but a benefit to you, the manager, from having this special nursery place is that the smaller location means that we have a lower overall water volume and thus just spend less money maintaining it. So this elevated water temperature is cheaper to do because we're not heating our entire production system, we're just heating the nursery, the special place. This elevated sanitation that we are undertaking, we can give an extra sanitation treatment, be it radiation or biological control or whatever, to this smaller location, which is cheaper than treating our whole lot. The last thing to cover is the design of an ebb and flow hydroponic bed. The ebb and flow system is the hydroponic style most suited to nursery production. So they have elevated grow tables, usually on legs or something to bring it up to a height that you can work with. So just got some legs, lifting the table up, have it on a platform. And the base of this table actually has a more raised floor with channels running through it. So there's small cutout portions. So the side view, we've just got these little channels cut in that show that it's lower than the rest of the table's bottom. The top-down view shows that these channels run the length of the table to drain the water away. So even as this water recedes, eventually it goes down into these divots only, and it's off of the floor of the table, which allows for a pot or whatever it is, the plant, to be sitting above this lower level of water that is then of course draining away and then being gone entirely, right? This ability gives us a really good control of aeration for plant roots. So this allows us to both increase oxygen and carbon dioxide, both to the plant roots. And according to Riviere and Caron 2001, these features are some of the most important aspects, the aeration of your substrate. In their research on substrate state-of-the-art and need for the next coming 10 years, so this is back in 2001, and it's held true across these last 20 years of innovations in substrate control are seeking to maximize aeration so that we can maximize oxygen and carbon dioxide to the plant roots. So there we are, our classic benefits amplified. The tighter and more healthy and faster production of plants within a nursery system, all put on the hydroponic accelerator to just give us this perfect control to grow plants as fast as we can on as little ground as possible. Thanks for listening.